Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyana. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavatveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. So in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the 12th chapter, the 12th adhyaya of Bhakti Yoga, the Yoga of Devotion, Sri Krishna is giving us wonderful teachings and he wants us to get evolved while walking that path of devotion, evolved into a better, disciplined and the best among the devotees, which is the beloved of the Lord. And Krishna told us that he has already elaborated the qualities of such devotees. He has already spoken about what he wants us to be, the kind of devotees he wants us to be, so that we become the Lord's beloved. So that the Lord says that such a me priyaḥ, that such a person, such a devotee is so very dear to me. Now, again, he told us in the previous reading, and he gave a wonderful, teaching to us of getting over all those emotional outbursts. Sri Krishna says, Yasman no dvijate loko, lokan no dvijate chayaha. The devotee, the real devotee, he never brings affliction to anybody in this world. He doesn't become a source of by whom the world is not afflicted. Such a devotee. And he in turn, he doesn't get afflicted by any happening in this world. Yasman no dvijate loko, lokan no dvijate chayaha. And then those 4 emotional outbursts of harsha amarsha bhayodvegaihi. That harsha amarsha bhayodvegair muktaha. Free from excessive rejoicement, free from excessive expression of joyousness, free from envy, free from jealousy, free from fear, and free from anxiety. Such a devotee, such a person is very dear to me. That's what Sri Krishna says. And to that, Sri Ramakrishna had taught us that instead of enumerating the glories and riches of others, forget it. What you are wasting your time and energy in glorifying the riches and goods of others. Rather, spend that time, spend that energy in glorifying the attributes of the Lord. That will be the greatest of the thing. Don't get involved with such petty things of others. Don't get involved with happenings of the world. The world is going in its own pace. World is going in its own way. Don't get afflicted. Don't get impressed. Don't get bothered by all those things. That's what Sri Ramakrishna also tells us. Rather, we should fix our mind to the Lord, and that's it. Lord is the ultimate. That is what is going to build our character. That is what is going to make us what Lord wants us to be, so that we are dearmost to the Lord. Again, in the 16th shloka that we are going to read today, Sri Krishna elaborating on those qualities of the devotee which makes that devotee dearmost to the Lord. What are those qualities again? Anapekṣaḥ śucirdakṣa udāsīno gatavyathaḥ sarvārambhaparityāgī yo madbhaktaḥ same priyaḥ. That devotee of mine is very dear to me, is extremely dear to me. That is what again Sri Krishna is telling. He is telling all those attributes of the devotees which make that devotee dearmost to the Lord. What are those qualities, additional qualities? Let us see. Anapekṣaḥ. Anapekṣaḥ śucirdakṣa udāsīno gatavyathaḥ. Anapekṣaḥ is having no wants. Anapekṣaḥ. Free from wants. Śucihi, who is the purest of the pure. Śuca is purity. Who is pure to the core. Not just superficial, bodily pure, pure in mind, pure in thoughts, pure in words, pure in actions, pure in deeds. Śucihi. And daksha. Daksha is prompt. Who is very prompt in doing the things. If a thing comes to him, he understands the importance of doing that thing and executes it at the right time. Daksha. And udāsīno. He is udāsīno. Udāsīno is not something with a long face. Udāsīno is basically, he is unconcerned. Like what Sri Ramakrishna told us in the previous teaching, that let us not get carried away by the happenings of other people. Our duty is to fix our mind on the Lord. That's it. So be unconcerned. Udāsīno. Whatever is happening surrounding me, whether it is good for me or bad for me, or whether it is good for others or bad for others. If it is good for others, we start becoming, oh my God, that is such a good thing is happening to him. We get that some kind of envy, jealousy, they start creeping in if something good is happening to others. Something bad happening to others, we are a bit happy. Okay, that fellow is going down the drains. Or sometimes if that bad thing is happening to someone dear to us, we also are in the doldrums, in the worst of the situations. So Sri Krishna says, be udāsīno, be unconcerned of whatever is happening surrounding you. Udāsīna gatavyathaḥ. Gatavyathaḥ is, he is untroubled. Nothing in this happening, nothing happening in this world can trouble him. So something similar to what Sri Krishna told us about lokanno dvijate chayaha. He is not getting perturbed, he is not getting troubled, he is not getting afflicted by whatever is happening surrounding him, around him. So that is gatavyathaḥ. And then sarvārambhaparityāgī, again an element of tyag. Sarvārambhaparityāgī. Tyagi is renouncing all undertakings. Now, renouncing all undertakings doesn't mean that he stops working. He renounces the ownership of all the undertakings. It is not that he gives up doing his work. It is not he sits silent and doing nothing. I am not going to do this. The Lord has told me, sarvārambhaparityāgī. But it is not that. The Lord says, you renounce the ownership of whatever thing you are supposed to do. Of all the undertakings, you renounce your ownership. That is what Lord wants. And once a devotee starts performing in that fashion, then madbhaktaḥ same priyaḥ. Such a devotee is most dear to me. See, such a beautiful description again Sri Krishna has told. Who is dear to him? Which type of devotee is so dear to him? The man is free from wants who does not seek after sensual pleasures. The moment a man, a woman, a person, a being gives up those sensual pleasures, they become anapekṣaḥ, they become śuciः. There are no wants then. Once that element of sensuality is destroyed from the mind, that want, that impurity, the feeling of impurity automatically gets destroyed, and then the person becomes anapekṣaḥ. There are no more wants towards sensual enjoyments. As there are no wants, desires towards sensual enjoyments, the purity sets in. Purity to the core sets in. And then, when the thought, word and deed of a man are not contaminated by sensuality, he is established in purity. To be prompt in discharge of duty is possible only for him who lives a disciplined life. Then, once the person has no wants, then the person is pure to the core, automatically the person becomes daksha. He is prompt in carrying out whatever comes. He is prompt in understanding what he is required to understand. He is prompt in living his life as a devotee of the Lord. Even a very grave crisis suddenly sprung upon him does not confuse his mind. He handles it promptly as he ought to. If a crisis comes, he doesn't get shaken. He is daksha, he is prompt, he is ever alert in handling any kind of crisis that comes to him. The character, his personality grows to such a wonderful extent that that person can manage any crisis. We see in our lives. Some people in our lives we see in our office, in family, they are so wonderful in handling the crisis. So that is the quality that Sri Krishna wants devotees to inculcate. He wants devotees to be prompt. He wants devotees to be alert in handling any kind of crisis. Don't get bogged down. Oh my God, what has come upon me? What has come upon you is the Lord's giving. Better handle it the way Lord wants it to do. Be prompt in handling it. Worldly people behave in one way towards friends and in quite another way towards foes. Yes, that is what we do. The moment we like somebody, we just go all way out, and then they say, I'm going my way out to help that person. But what about foes? We won't lose any opportunity of downgrading someone we don't like. We don't lose any opportunity of even inflicting mental harm. We give inflicting emotional harm to the person whom we don't like. But Sri Krishna says that a true devotee is away from all these things. But the devotee of the Lord is unconcerned whether those he deals with are his friends or foes. If his enemy is in trouble, otherwise, if my enemy is in trouble, I would be very happy. Yeah, this fellow is gone, he is going to jail. But Sri Krishna says a true devotee will never think that way. A true devotee will sympathize with the person, even if that person happens to be his enemy. And the devotee is unconcerned whether the person at the other end receiving that is my friend or my foe. He behaves in the same simple and straightforward manner with one and all. There is no hypocrisy. There is no hiding and behaving on the contrary way with different peoples. His dealings being clean, he remains untroubled by their consequences. Now, since his dealing is very clean, there is nothing to hide, there is nothing to be ashamed of, there is nothing that I am doing anything wrong. My dealing is so clean, it is like that transparent piece of glass, that everything is happening to the transparency. I am not hiding anything. I am not doing anything behind anybody's back. I am not talking behind anybody's back. Nothing. All the doings, they become so transparent that there is nothing to hide anything. He has everything to dedicate to the Maker and His beings. He has nothing to ask of them. Therefore, Lord says, such a person who is clean at heart, who is pure at heart, who is free from any kind of wants and expectations and desires, and who is selfless in all the undertakings. Such a person is so much beloved to me. He is my beloved. She is my beloved. It's my dearmost devotee that person becomes. Let us see what Sri Ramakrishna also has to say on this. Sri Ramakrishna says, he who is not deceived by his own mind. A mind actually deceives us all the time, and mind creates all those things which Sri Krishna doesn't want us to create. So Sri Ramakrishna says, he who is not deceived by his own mind, a person such as he alone gains access to the divine presence of the Lord, whose mind has no negative things, whose mind doesn't know deceit, whose mind doesn't know precarious things. Such a simple mind gains access to the divine presence of the Lord. The point comes to this: an attitude free from guile and deceit, and a devotion true to the core. These are the means to take one Godward. So be a simple human being, be pure at heart. No deceit, no guile, no precarious dealings with anybody. Be plain, be open, be transparent, be unconcerned, and show your true nature. Show your true nature as a devotee who is not concerned by happenings in others' lives, who is not concerned by what others are doing to him or her. And such a devotee, the moment starts moving Godwards, as Sri Ramakrishna has pointed out, this means they take one towards Godwards. And once the devotee starts moving towards Godwards, God says, oh, he is my beloved. He is sachame priyaḥ, and such a devotee is most dear to me. So that was another expectation of Sri Krishna from the devotees. Although Sri Krishna tells us, you don't expect anything, but Sri Krishna is expecting his devotees to be with these qualities, with these attributes. And yes, he has the right. He has the right to expect it from us, because we have started our journey of moving towards the Lord. So he wants us to be disciplined in those attributes. He expects us. And therefore Sri Krishna says that be like that and you will be dearmost to me. So let us all try our best to fit into that mold of what Sri Krishna has just now described to us, and again he is going to describe to us in the next few verses also. So let us have all our efforts tuned to that direction of becoming a true devotee and becoming Lord's beloveds. That is the simple message that Sri Krishna has given us. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.